guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be going through the new survivor that was released into the PTB today called Mikaela Reid. I will be going over her 3 teachable perks and how 2 of them bring a new interaction for both killer and survivors in game, along with 2 builds that will complement her teachable perks. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Mikaela Reid is the 28th survivor that will be released in chapter 21.5, which will be called Hour of the Witch. The release date of the chapter will be sometime in October. Going by DBD's usual MO with new releases on the PTB, it will be around 3 weeks from today, which is September 28th. With Mikaela's release into the PTB, like all other survivors before her, she has 3 teachable perks. Her first perk is called Clairvoyance. This perk activates when a survivor cleanses a totem. After the totem has been cleansed, provided you are not carrying any items on you, you will then be able to hold the ability button to unlock Mikaela's aura reading potential. This allows you to see the auras of exit gates, generators, hooks, and chest within a 64-meter range for up to 9 seconds. Mikaela's second perk is one of the 2 new types of perks called the BOON perks. Her first BOON perk is called Shadow Step. While near a dull or hex totem, press the ability button to bless the totem. Once the totem has been blessed, it will chime a soft ring within a 28-meter range. Any survivor within the BOON totem's range will have their scratch marks and auras hidden to the killer. This effect lingers on survivors for 3 seconds after leaving the BOON totem's range. Her third and final perk is called BOON Circle of Healing. This perk activates the same way Shadow Step does by blessing a dull or hex totem. The difference is when survivors are in the blessed BOON totem range, they gain a 100% healing speed bonus and gain the ability to heal themselves without the need of a medkit or the perk Self-Care. This perk also has a 28-meter range of the affected totem. With these new types of totems, it is important to note that if you bring in one or both of them, you are only able to bless one totem on the map at a time. However, if teammates bring in another BOON totem, they can also bless one totem, giving more of a range area to the map. Once a totem has been blessed, your screen will be encased in a light blue overlay as long as you remain in the range of the totem. It will also light up the dull or hex totem with a blue fire underneath the bones. The perk says that there is a soft chime that will ring out in a 28-meter range. However, the sound is very loud and piercing in my opinion. Here is a short clip of how freaking loud it is. Also, with an active BOON totem, a killer can snuff out the totem, in which case you would have to bless the totem again. Here are some builds that I played around with that include one or more of Mikaela's new teachable perks. A few things I noticed when playing Mikaela with her 3 perks is that both BOON perks together could make for a very strong build if paired correctly. However, all 3 are not ideal. Clairvoyance is meant for you to cleanse totems to activate her aura reading ability, and the BOON totems are activated by the survivor, but they are not cleansed in the process. Which brings me to my first build. The build I used for this was both BOON Shadow Step and Circle of Healing, Resurgence, and Decisive Strike. Taking both BOON totems into a game and blessing a totem already gives you a major advantage in game if you place it in the right spot, especially at the beginning. Blessing a BOON totem near the first gen you start working on keeps the killer from seeing you with barbecue and chili if your teammate gets hooked before your gen is completed. If you get unlucky and the killer finds you anyways, your scratch marks are already hidden and you can try to loop and heal as if you had a med kit. If the killer loses you mid-chase, you can go back to your BOON totem and heal. Now, if you get hooked, this is where Resurgence comes into play. If you can't get a heal right after getting unhooked, you are already 40% healed due to Resurgence. You can run into the BOON range and quickly finish the heal. And if you get tunneled, D-Strike is there for you. One big thing to note with this build is that if you get unhooked and bless a totem with Decisive Strike active, it will not deactivate it. You can bless the totem and it will still be active for you. The only time it will deactivate is when you start to heal in the 28-meter range. There is wiggle room to move around this build, however. You could take out D-Strike for Iron Will so you can heal around a corner with less of a chance of the killer stumbling upon you, or you can use an exhaustion perk like Dead Hard or Sprint Burst if you feel more comfortable using them in game. I used Decisive because that's all I had for Mikaela, but it worked really well, and honestly I barely needed Decisive. On to the next and final build I have covers Mikaela's final perk, Clairvoyance. Since that perk requires you to cleanse a totem to activate, I paired it with Inner Strength, which is now called Inner Healing with a new patch coming out, Quick and Quiet, and Head On. This build is an easy way to always be able to find where your next objective is, or where you are if you get lost in a map. Yes, Raccoon City and Midwich, I'm looking at you. Pairing Clairvoyance with Inner Strength gives you a free heal after 8 seconds in a locker. Using Quick and Quiet and Head On always complements Inner Strength because of how risky the perk is without Head On plays. However, you can scrap Head On and Quick and Quiet and put something like Sprint Burst for the exhaustion and a totem or a perk like Detective's Hunch, Counterforce, or Small Game if you struggle finding totems on the map. And that's going to do it for this week's video. I'm eager to see her and the full patch that comes along with her in the new chapter that comes out in a few weeks. I think it will be a very good step in the right direction for Dead by Daylight. Let me know your thoughts on this new survivor and her perks in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And as always, thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll see you in the next one.